Today on Missing Number, an eerie glitch that contained a mysterious picture of a dead woman, bizarre human-animal hybrids, and the strangest glitches and unexpected moments in games. Missing Number starts now. There's an obscure Japanese horror indie game that largely went unnoticed in the West. It's a sequel to another game that also flew under the radar. The second game came out in 2013 and featured blood and nudity. The game in question, when translated to English, is called The Curse of Utaho 2. The premise of the game is that a woman named Shizune Kido goes back to her workplace one night to retrieve her cell phone that she forgot. While there, she learns about the mysterious disappearances of her former coworkers. Shizune then gets cursed and experiences freaky paranormal activity in her home. Respite comes when someone named Takeru arrives at Shizune's home. Takeru brings Shizune back to his place to look after her, but when Shizune falls asleep, creepy things start to happen to Takeru. Takeru vanishes, but when Shizune wakes up, she mysteriously hears Takeru say that he's going to a shrine called Shin Shrine. Puzzled, Shizune goes to the shrine looking for Takeru, and it's here where players found something chilling and unexpected.
こっち？何これ？なるほど。はい。イベントの読み込みに失敗しました。1フレームあたりのその操作はできません。入力ボタンを確認してください。は？はい？何え？うわごめんなさい。無理。
A glitch occurs that causes Japanese error messages to appear. This is then followed by a creepy image of what looks like a deceased woman. The only way to exit the screen is to force quit the game. Based on a patched English version of the game, the messages say how an event failed to load and that the data is corrupted. More eerily, however, the messages include phrases like "arm severed," "Utano I will kill you," and internal 3 "your face is twisted." As word about this spread online, more people became curious about the glitch. Particularly, people wanted to know if this image depicted an actual dead body. It's not out of the question since other games, like Hong Kong 97 and Half-Life 2, showed real corpses. No one, however, could find the source of this image, and doing a reverse image search yielded nothing. It would later be discovered that in order to trigger the glitch, you have to walk under all of the 3 Torii gates in the Shin Shrine. In real life, Torii in Japan mark entrances to a sacred place. They're also supposed to protect people from evil spirits. When players eventually dug into the game's files, they found a folder that roughly translates to computer bug, which is odd for a data file to have. The folder contained assets used for the glitch, and it turned out that the error text was in image format. Additionally, the corpse image is not only duplicated several times, but it's also reportedly reused in different areas of the game. What's more, players reported that there's a bonus room at the end of the game that lets you manually view the bug. It's referred to as a mock bug in-game, meaning that this glitch is actually just an Easter egg of sorts. Most likely the fake glitch was intended to make the game seem cursed, just like with the game's characters. This image certainly helped make things spooky, but as to whether or not this was a real corpse was still a mystery. For the next 10 years, no one had answers, but just a few months ago, the source of the image was finally discovered. The picture is actually a scene from a movie trailer. It was for a 2007 Japanese horror movie called Hair Extensions, in which hair extensions literally kill people. If you like this video so far, be sure to subscribe, like, and click the bell icon for notifications. If you have any gaming myths, mysteries, oddities, or Easter eggs, be sure to let me know. You can also check out my other YouTube channel and watch me live on Twitch. The links are in the video description. Now back to the show. Only a few have seen them. They're incredibly rare and very territorial. For a brief period of time, Red Dead Redemption players were able to get a glimpse of the creatures before disappearing. Here's gameplay footage of the Manimals in their natural habitat.
Slow down. Slow it up now. Come on. Whoa. Sorry, but you're fine. Yes. Crazy animal!
Look at that, look at what are you doing? What the fuck is going on?
Pick me up!
There he is. Yeah, he is. Come on, friend.
Thank you. Now come on. This guy will not smoke without a fight.
Look at him go. Look at him go.
Haters gonna hate.
It looks like these chests are all that is left. You can have whatever is in
It
there.
looks like
I
the
will
Taco
surround
Bell dog
what I
grew up,
need.
man.
The most dangerous Manimals were the man-boars and man-cougars.
Stop that!
Lower a little more. Oh, fuck.
Kill it.
Where is he? I don't like the fact
Right there, right there, right there. Right
That was
there,
a bird, dude. That was a
That was a
bird.
bird. Where did he go?
Where did he go? I know he's not done. Stop me.
Kill it. Please. It's an abomination.
Dude, it's creeping me out. Get away from my horse, man.
These human-animal hybrids were the result of a bizarre glitch that caused animal and human models to get swapped. It happened shortly after Red Dead Redemption came out in 2010, but it was quickly patched in an update. However, some players showed gameplay footage of Manimals in their game as recently as last year. The most famous Manimal was arguably the Donkey Lady, who actually had the face of a mule. You could ride her, and she could even be seen in Red Dead Redemption 2 as an Easter egg.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the donkey woman. Danny, if you would please zoom in on her face a little. Now, the donkey woman likes to take us places. As you can see, she's very fast on her feet. Hi-ho, Silva! Look at her go. Now, you people probably can't see it, but she literally has a horse's mouth coming out of her face. I like how polite she is. She has her
What's amusingly interesting is how the Manimals still moved and contorted their human bodies like an animal. Man-boars ran on their knees, while man-birds flapped their arms. Feathers would even come off of the latter when shot. One creepy thing, however, was how some Manimals had pale white heads with bulging eyes. Some of the man-bird videos were also reminiscent of creepy real-life UFO footage of what looks like a witch flying through the air. Three years ago, I made a video about an Angry Birds knockoff game called AntiAngry Birds. It was made by Iran, who disliked the Finnish-made game for some reason. It was possibly a way to push back against Western culture and values. In AntiAngry Birds, the Angry Bird characters are portrayed as delinquents, destroying famous landmarks around the world. Heroic Iranian birds then swoop in and beat up the Angry Birds. At the time, I couldn't find any gameplay footage of the game, but recently a viewer named Kusher sent me footage of it in action on my Discord. AntiAngry Birds is basically Angry Birds, but with an Iranian theme.
شروع راهنما درباره ما شروع برنده شدی یک ستاره دو ستاره
Around the world, players have encountered strange glitches and unexpected moments in their games. Here's what they found.
What the? What was that?
We're here.
Where are we meeting, Muffin and Stripe?
Let me see. Oh, at the Castle Fort.
Castle Fort?
This place is massive.
Fuck out of my sight.
around the way.
He's down.
Nice.
GG.
Oh no, it landed it! Oh, freaking course,
Okay.
bro.
Capture progress is past the halfway point.
Pickup drone is en route. I'll have to spend some time studying this data. In the meantime, please return to my office.
Appeared near Breville.
All right. Do you think what happened to Kavach could happen here?
Absolutely.
Bugak Grobor has some good books and southern books. He's an odd one, though. Always seems ready for a fight.
I once heard a story of a man who ate a soul gem and gained knowledge of intricate machine workings. Unrelated, how do you think soul gems taste?